What's going on YouTube? Mr. Lopez here. I made 2 videos prior um, talking about some spiritual experiences I was having. Sun gazing, Kundalini experience, and an update. I think I talked about my third eye a bit in those videos. So I made those videos and then I stopped making videos for a good amount of time. But my spiritual journey hasn't stopped, and it's actually been going at a pretty rapid pace. And I didn't want to make another video until I was ready, full past a lot of ideas that I see of videos on here, and I can put some clarity to some things from my perspective, and just kind of talk about some truths that I know, and keep a relatable experience going on. You know, that's what this YouTube community has been doing, and I've been seeing a lot of people getting there, and it's time now. And people are talking about some topics even openly everywhere. You know, so I got to do what I feel and talk about my journey. So first, this is a series called Coming Together. I'm trying to do as many parts as this takes. I pretty much was chilling one day and the Holy Spirit came to me, and I wrote down 14 pages in like 1 hour of everything that's happened for my spiritual journey. And it came so easy that I just had to make some videos about it, just to share, see if anybody else could feel where I'm coming from, and see the point that I've ended up at. So it started when I was 12. Was into Christianity. That was the first religion. I consciously contributed to it when I was 12. My parents didn't force any religion on me. My grandparents were Baptists, but I didn't have to go to church or anything. But when I was 12, I read the Bible myself, and was particularly shaken up by the book of Revelations. And so that kind of, so I read into it, and I went and dedicated myself. And around 13, me and my friends, we joined a Christian club out in Los Angeles, where we went to school and just really transformed the school, because we were cool with a lot of different people, and a lot of people from a lot of different walks knew us. And one of the teachers there was praying for some warriors, and then I think like the next day or next week we all walked in there, and he was like, okay, let's do this. And then he ended up actually leaving that school and becoming a pastor. It was a really positive experience, and we ended up like filling the auditorium just talking about God, only at 12, 13. So it was that was my first religious experience. Got baptized when I was 14, and read through the Bible, New Testament countless times by that time, and the Old Testament when I was like 15, Proverbs, the prophetic messages of Ezekiel and Isaiah, Psalms, Genesis. I just had to know what was going on, so I know what Jesus was talking about. But Jesus was the main focus of my cultivation in that religion, because his teachings were in harmony with my truer self the most. Loving your enemies, really not being of the world. He had a lot of different ideas, but pretty much to sum it up, it's love, tolerance, and cultivation in a higher dimension. And he speaks on all these in parables to make you think. Now, parables, they're interesting because when you hear them, you have to make your own conclusion about the text. The Bible is a multidimensional. It's a multidimensional text, you're going to get it on a lot of different dimensions, and when you get older, sometimes certain things will make sense or whatever. But when he speaks in parables, it makes you have to come to the truth yourself, so then you can accept it as your truth. And that's why it's done that way, so you can store the truth that he's trying to give you in a different dimension outside of this realm that we're seeing, so that he who has the ears can really hear it. These are the things pretty much wrapped up that I was getting from Christianity. Taught about sacrifice and how the truth's always persecuted. This is something that's been going on for decades, centuries, ages, from the powers that be. That's just the religion of Christianity that I studied, and that was when I was a lot younger. I was 12, 13. I'm 22 now. I consider it now kind of a governmental. It has a lot of governmental history behind it. Rome and stuff had a lot of tamperings with it. There's some Egyptians' beliefs blended with it, Western stories, and it adapts a mixture of celebrations and holidays. And that, combined with the altruistic nature of it, is kind of what it is. And for a lot of people in the world, they're satisfied with that. And some people, even Christianity is too much. They can't even really keep up, or Christianity or following the Bible. They can't. They're that's having a hard time with that. But I know why some people might. But anyway, but overall, even though with all those things and the elements and the combinations of it, it creates a lot of mental saves in people's thought processes. And it gives the Westerners the option to not fear death, pretty much, if their belief systems in it are strong enough and their character is really about it. So I understood the concepts of the Bible. I really read it. I read more than most people that were 13, 14 read it. And I probably read it more than most people who were way older than me read it. And that was really disheartening to know, because I was only 12. And it was already just like I had to grow up, because obviously what I'm getting, and I was down to even start my own church if I had to really get the message done the right way. But I was seeing that overall the church, the actions of the people didn't match the text so much. There was disharmony. For instance, just a few examples, then get towards wrapping this up. So here's some examples of some disharmonies I saw. Like, I was seeing heck of goody, preppy people isolate from the world and spend time having festivals and potlucks. And then I'd see preachers trying to tie in this outdated text with people's minds 2,000 years later, and for the most part failing to make the connection with their herd after 1 o'clock on Sunday. Because then everybody was just going right back to what they were doing. And so that was kind of the vibe I got. And the thing about the problem I had with the goody people that isolated from the world was because Jesus didn't teach to do that. He was like, hey, be out there near the prostitutes, near the gamblers, near the drunks. Be out there, you gotta know what's up. Nobody's gonna listen to you if you don't know what's up. If you're just gonna be in your bubble, people are just gonna keep walking past you. And it's gonna be a little bit counterproductive, although your motivation, if it's in the right place, God will show you how to do it. But that was something that I definitely had a problem with. I also know Jesus talked about not being able to reach the kingdom of heaven in the flesh. And a lot of people, I think they get it, but I think they only interpret it as it's only something reserved for when you die. And I noticed that a lot of Christian people that I knew and churches I went to, and the Bible itself doesn't offer that much detail on this invisible world. You could read the whole Bible, but you still might have a few questions about how some things operate on with your spirit. Although it gives you a great base. So I noticed that people weren't even comfortable being in their spirit consciously, or even knowing how to do that. And they knew the concepts of the Holy Spirit and soul on a astral level with their thoughts. They could grasp the concept of it. But in terms of it physically being there, they weren't really ready, I saw. Nobody was really healing people. Everybody just thought what Jesus did was just Jesus, and then we're just here. So the soul and the Holy Spirit. Anybody that reads the Bible knows the Holy Spirit is the voice in your head that, for better good, the better you. That's what God gives us all to help us with our free will. Now your soul, this is where it's going to speed up a bit, because some people don't even believe they have a soul, and I'm just gonna break it right down to you, because these things are true, and this is only the first part of the video, so we gotta already come to some common grounds. But if you don't, that's cool. But the soul is pretty much, you have DNA in every cell. You can pick your hair, you have the DNA in it. Every cell you have has your DNA in it. So your DNA, when it matches up a certain way, that gives you and your reality the impression of you. That's like, you come in and it's like, I am me, or this is me. So when it all matches up and you manifest in a realm, your DNA locks in, and that's your soul. It's the energy vibration of your DNA. Now, you have to look at it like a musical scale, realities. You can have a C, a low C, you can have a middle C, you can have a high C. They're all C's, but they're at different pitches. So your DNA and your soul operates the same way. There will be a U down here. There's a lower, but it's still U, because it's the same combination. It's the same mathematical chords or whatever that's interacting with the universe. That's your personal footprint. And so a lot of people didn't know that, or even know where to find that information with the Bible. And so a lot of people were kind of going into the belief system of life after death with kind of just a leap of faith, which is fine, and a leap of faith is really all you need to do. But our purpose for being here is pretty great. So while the Bible has a lot of knowledge, and with internal searching, you can locate some important answers. But seeing its practitioners and still having questions about spirituality, I took what was close to my heart, which is how I register truths, and I just kept searching. So in the next videos, I'll talk about what I kind of searched for and what I found. All right, stay tuned.